Doctor, thanks for joining us. I understand that there is a clinical trial that is underway with respect to diabetes, and so the question that the layperson would want to know, what is a clinical trial?
Well, a clinical trial is a study that involves people as opposed to animals or test tubes, and it's designed to answer a question. Does a particular treatment for disease work better than old treatments? Usually it involves testing a new drug to determine if the new drug works better than old drugs at treating diseases such as diabetes or high blood pressure or cancer or any other disease. It's the only way to really answer the question, do new treatments work better than old treatments?
You may have answered this question. Why are clinical trials important?
Well, they are the only way. A well-constructed clinical trial is the only way that we can really get the answer to the question, are new treatments better? New treatments are almost always more expensive. So we need to know, is it worth spending a lot of money on new treatments, which may be drugs or may be devices? So we're spending the money, are we getting our money's worth? This is as opposed to drugs that say are not tested, that you can purchase as supplements, which say can support heart health or prostate health. They have not been subjected to clinical trials, so we really don't know if they work or not. The second part of the question is, the first part's do they work, but the second part is, are they safe? It's not enough to have a treatment that just works to help treat disease, but we need to make sure it is safe or that the side effects are minimal.
You're conducting now a clinical trial in connection with type 2 diabetes.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
Well, as you know, type 2 diabetes involves 20 million people in the United States. Almost 2/3 of people with diabetes in the United States are not well controlled. We have a number of effective drugs which help to treat diabetes, but despite the drugs already out there, a lot of people with diabetes do not have adequate control of their blood sugar, and hence they are going to be subject to the complications, some of the devastating effects of diabetes. So we are always looking for new treatments for diabetes to try to control blood sugar and prevent the damage that the diabetes causes to the body.
What specifically are you looking for in your clinical trial?
Well, this particular drug is called islinagliptin, which is a brand new class of drugs, which oddly enough was first identified in the saliva of the Gila monster. It turns out that the Gila monster saliva has a substance in it that helps to lower blood sugar, and they've been able to isolate this substance and identify the fact that it works in a completely different enzyme system in the body, different than any of our other drugs currently available. Drugs currently available either increase insulin levels or they help our body's insulin work better. This particular group of drugs not only helps our insulin work better and increases insulin levels, but it also can decrease appetite and also cause the body to not overproduce blood sugar. So it has 4 or 5 different effects in the body to help control blood sugar, in contrast to some of our existing drugs.
How does one qualify to participate in the trial?
Well, first, a person has to have diabetes. It has to be inadequately controlled. If a person has diabetes that's very well controlled, there's no reason for them to participate in a clinical trial. We are looking for individuals that are on a drug combination called Actose and metformin, 2 very common drugs used in the treatment of diabetes. We want people that are on this combination but are inadequately controlled. This drug will be given to folks in a placebo-controlled fashion, which is a very important part of the study, and which is an aspect that makes the study valid. In other words, half the individuals in the study will get a placebo, a sugar pill, and the other half will actually get the actual drug. Neither the doctor or the patient will know who is getting the real drug. And it's in this way that we can find out if the drug really works.
You mentioned a moment ago that for approximately, I think you said 2/3 of diabetes sufferers, the disease is poorly controlled. Why is it so difficult for so many people to control this disease?
Well, if we were able to get people to lose weight close to their ideal body weight and to exercise several times per week, we would not need drugs for the treatment of diabetes. But all we have to do is just look at our population and see that it is exceedingly difficult to keep our weight close to ideal. So the same things that make it difficult to control weight and maintain a healthy lifestyle are the same factors that make diabetes difficult to control.
If someone is interested in this clinical trial, or for that matter any other clinical trial being conducted at the UT Health Science Center, how do they find out more?
Well, there's two very simple ways. You could go to the UT Health Center website, and there's a research tab in which they could identify a link that would point them to a phone number where they could contact us. Secondly, they could just go ahead and call us directly at 903-877-7753. And just identify themselves as someone that would be interested in participating in this particular research trial. And incidentally, at any given time, there are a number of studies going on at the health center involving diabetes and a number of other processes. So it's not just people with diabetes that we're looking for, but for this particular study, diabetes. So either of those two ways, the website or they can call the number directly.
Very well. Doctor, thanks for your time today.
You're very welcome.